Hurricane Milton heading toward Florida as we speak. The storm, now Category 4, according to the National Hurricane Center, expected to make landfall sometime tonight. Thousands have evacuated. Universities, colleges have closed down. Airports, cruise ports also shutting down.
And we've been reporting about the evacuation process, but there are those that choose not to evacuate. We'll bring in Dan Marthaler. He's a Tampa resident. He says he's staying where he is despite evacuation orders. Dan, thanks for coming on to talk about this. It's a very serious storm. I'm sure you know that. The storm surge now at where you are, sitting at least expectations of 12 feet. The obvious question, why are you staying?
Sure. I just want to say thank you for having me. And it was not an easy decision that we came to. Obviously, my girlfriend and I, Jade, came to the decision together. We have 5 animals, and we looked at some of the places that we would go to, and we looked at going south, and we're sure as heck glad that we didn't make that decision too early. We looked at going a little bit further east into the state, and, that looks like it's going to get poured on. We're the most familiar with this area. We're the most familiar with our surroundings here with the flooding and the evacuation zone, if it does come to that at some point, rather than being in some place that we don't know, and then you have an evacuation there as well. And what would be the next steps there?
Yeah. And again, this is despite calls from state officials saying get out of town because there's concerns about being able to access people who might need assistance after the fact. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to not be reachable by, local authorities, first responders?
Absolutely. We took all the necessary precautions. I mean, we have both cars filled with gas, and, obviously we're looking at a much different storm than we've ever seen before with this amount of rainfall and water, and the roads won't be available, but we do have the cars filled with gas once we are able to have that evacuation route. And we also have the food and the water, and we have 3 floors, so we'll be at the top of that, the middle of that if needed, and just we have everything. We have our plan to stay safe. We have our go bags if necessary, but we definitely feel safest here at this point in time.
Dan, can I, if I may, in terms of your housing, are you in a tower? Are you in a house? Can you explain that to us?
Sure. I'm in about like a 5-section townhouse. So it's just about 5 townhouses connected to each other, and we're on the end of that.
So you're on the ground then.
Correct. We have a first floor, and then we have multiple other floors.
Yeah. I wanted to play Governor Ron DeSantis. He spoke a little while ago to Florida residents. That would obviously be you, your girlfriend, and here's what he had to say.
There is going to be a lot of damage from this storm. There's going to be opportunities for people to try to take advantage of that. My message to you is don't even think about it. We are going to come down hard on you. You are not going to you're going to regret that you tried to do that. So I appreciate all the other folks from out of state who are coming in to supplement this effort. We need to maintain law and order.
And we play that because, again, obviously, as you know, if you've lived in Florida, there are looters that come after these storms, go into homes, and unfortunately, this does happen. They're going to be tough on that. I say they, meaning the Florida response teams. Did that play into your thought process of why you didn't leave?
I would not say that was a make or break decision, but that definitely did come into play. And we live near Bayshore, which, you go down just 2 or 3 blocks, there's multi-million-dollar houses. So I would imagine that if the storm were to hit here and how many residents did evacuate here, that would be a location for looters.
Yeah.
However,
Dan, let me just jump in really quickly because I'm short on time with you, but I just wanted, because you said you didn't go south. I understand that. You didn't go east. We understand that. But why didn't you go north? And then secondly, a two-parter, you do realize that, again, if you have these 12-foot surges and there's no power, you could be stuck where you are for quite some time, putting you and your girlfriend at risk. And again, still okay with that?
Sure. And the question back to you, I guess, would be how far north is okay? Because they're telling us to evacuate 10s of 20s of miles and not have to leave the state. And we know people as far up as Wesley Chapel that went to the other coast. And I'm not sure that took them out of harm's way any more than they were safe in Wesley Chapel. So that all played into our decision as well. And the people that we would go see a little bit further north evacuated that direction as well. And so, that was a decision, but, we have to stick with it.
Yeah.